Oh my god. Hey guys, what is up? I just wanted to get a little loose for this video, and that's gonna happen quickly. So today I wanted to throw it back a little, literally a couple months. Actually, this is the 20th, 10 days. I graduated 10 days ago, and I wanted to talk about my college experience just a little bit and give some advice. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you have any specific questions, definitely leave them down below. I will answer them completely honestly. So I made myself a little white Russian. So, you know, I'm here, we're hanging out. I'm in a t-shirt, sweatpants. We're just gonna kind of give you some tips. Broke them down into 8 different tips. So I just graduated from UNC Chapel Hill, and looking back, I definitely see why everyone says college is the best time, because it was. I definitely had those moments where I was like, this is the best time of my life, like great. Looking back, there's literally not another time in your life where you're living with your best friends and you think you have a lot to worry about, and you do, but at the same time, it's like, you're doing well. You are. And you made it that far. I know my biggest dream was to go to UNC Chapel Hill, and I did it. And the whole time through it, I was like thinking about the next thing that I needed to do more and more. But like at one point, that was my goal. So I made it. And you need to remember that if you are there and you're starting college, remember that you did it. This was a goal. You achieved a goal. That's awesome. While it was so great and amazing, and I'll talk about that, there was a lot of bad. And I changed a lot. I learned so much. I went through a lot. As a college freshman especially, it's so intimidating. It's scary and exciting and all of the above. So as someone who just graduated, I kind of wanted to reflect and give some advice and talk about things I wish I knew going into college. I've broken it down into 8 major things. Check out my Instagram. I just posted a bunch of graduation photos, so hope you guys like those. And thank you so much for watching. Let's just go ahead and get started and get loose. I'm back in college. Thank you. First one is, it's okay not to be okay. Yeah, that's cliche. Oh my god, it rhymed. It's okay not to be okay. I feel like when you're in high school, you look at people in college and they look like they're having the best time of their life. And you go into it expecting that and thinking that's how you should feel too. And then when you have bad days or bad weeks or bad months, you feel like, what am I doing? Like, this is terrible. It's the expectation that you're gonna have the best time, but it's also the most stressful time. And you have to remember, people aren't telling you that. People aren't putting that on social media. Most people are coming into college, it's their first time away from home. You're surrounded by new things, unlimited partying, boys, your own space, new girlfriends, which can be really hard too, unlimited drinking, and a lot more. Plus, on top of all of that, you're in school, which is why you're there. And I think we forget that a lot. It's so overwhelming. Sometimes you just need to go home for a weekend if you're able to, if you're close enough. FOMO is so bad in college. So bad. I mean, I would find myself going out 3 or 4 days a week during the week just not to miss a party. No one really cared if I missed that party. I wanted to be present. I wanted to make friendships, you know, but sometimes I probably should have stayed home. You know, 2 nights a week is plenty, Krista. You'll go out with them Friday and Saturday. You don't need to go out Monday and Wednesday. It's okay to realize that and to feel that way and to be sad. The best thing to do for me when I was feeling that way was to go home for a weekend. I was like, God, I've been doing so much, partying way too much. I'm drained. I have a lot of schoolwork. I need to go home. And it's a hard decision to make, honestly, because you do miss out on things. But like I said, it doesn't really matter. And in the grand scheme of things, looking back, I can name countless parties that I'm like, I didn't need to be there. It was a waste of time, a waste of my energy, a waste of my mental health. Within this, it's also okay to have mental health days, and that does include skipping class. If you're not okay and you need a day to sit in your dorm and study or write a paper or do a face mask, that's okay. Make sure you have things with you that make you happy. For me, it was face mask and YouTube. My bed was bunked. I would put a face mask on, get up there, put on some YouTube headphones, you know, turn away, have my me time, because it is hard when you are living in a 9x12 room with one other person to get that time. And I mean, be smart. Obviously, if you have an exam or you have missed that class 2 times in a row, you need to go to class. That is important. But if you have a huge assignment and you can miss a class and you're stressed, it's okay. It really is. You'll be fine. So with all of that, you know, don't feel pressure to do what everyone else is doing. Try your best to just go about your day and do what makes you happy. College gives you so much freedom, and you're wasting your time if you're feeling FOMO or stressing yourself out to go to every party and drink by also doing your chem lab. Talking to myself. You know, you need to get your priorities straight ahead of time and stick to it. And those days that you are feeling sad, it's okay just to take your own time or go see your family. Second thing I thought about a lot is at the same time you will have really good days. So that first one was kind of hard and depressing and real, but at the same time you will have the best days. So many laughs, so many good times. Good days are coming. Now that I look back, I'm like, it's like you don't remember the bad days, you just remember the good times. I know I cried a lot, I know I failed classes, I know I failed tests, but I wouldn't change it because it made me closer to my friends, it led me down the path I am now, and I couldn't be happier where it ended up. Football games, basketball games, big basketball school, go Heels. Simple game nights in with my roommates. Pre-games, those were the best times because you're just in a group with your friends hanging out. Library nights with some of my friends, we would get so silly in the library. Yeah, we were there till 3 a.m. because we procrastinated, but you know, those silly hours, it's fun. It really is. And I look back on that, I have videos on my phone, I can think about it all the time and laugh. Those good times are coming even when they're in the middle of a bad time. You're cramming for finals. There are good times too. It is all so fun and so worth it. The next thing I wrote down is you can actually be who you want to be now. In high school, I feel like there were a lot of cliques and you wanted to put on a mask and fit in somewhere so you weren't so lonely. You had to fit a mold, right? College has that, don't get me wrong. There is like the Greek life and then the athletes and student government. There is that to an extent, but also there's 40,000 people or 10,000 people, however big of a school you're going to. So there are amazing, unique people in every corner. I truly feel like I found and was able to spend my time with people just like me with similar interests. And you might not find them your freshman year. They might not be your suite mates. Mine weren't, but you will find them. So if you have some unique interests you didn't want to talk about in high school, try and find it in college because it's there, I promise. Use Facebook, use social media. My school has so many Facebook groups. I surf them all the time. Everyone just chats and talks in them. You know, you could post, hey, are there any clubs for this? Hey, does anyone like this? And you will get comments. Social media is an amazing tool and it's great to take advantage of that in college. I know a lot of people who found roommates that way. Whatever you want to get into, college is the time. Don't be afraid. You can finally be yourself. That is so cute. Fourth thing I wrote, and I guess it's just kind of a warning, my experience, I don't want to offend anybody with this one, but frat boys live up to their reputation. That was my experience. There is a reason frat boys have a reputation. Frats are where the drinking goes on, a lot of the parties, and you know, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'm talking about it because I was really into it my freshman year, the partying. I know lots of people who didn't, and please, if you don't want to, don't. Like I said before, you will find your crowd, and that's great. But for me and my friends, we found that when a boy joined a frat, all of a sudden they had this superiority complex about them. They could go from boys who ain't shit, you know, to thinking they're the king of the world. My only advice is don't give them that satisfaction. Just because they're in the top level frat at your school doesn't make them a god, doesn't make them that great. Trust me, they're a human being down to their core, just like the rest of us. If they treat you right and they're a good person, awesome. This does not apply to everybody. I knew a lot of really nice guys in frats. I really did. Some of my good friends were in frats, but I knew a lot of bad ones too. So with that, I just say exercise caution. They're notorious for a lot of things, and I saw all of it that they were notorious for. I also saw good, and there is good, and there's good ones and funny ones, but you know, just be careful. Boys are coming into college, especially freshmen, just like girls, with all new freedoms. They're excited, so they're going off the wall as well. So, you know, just be careful and know that they do have a reputation for a reason, but you can give some of them the benefit of the doubt. The next one that I wrote down is that you will get sick, very sick. Take care of yourself. Seriously, at one point I had a cough for 6 months straight. I think I had bronchitis for 6 months straight. I'm not kidding. My roommate went and slept in our friend's room because my cough was so bad it kept her up at night. The truth is, I was going out too much, sleeping too little because I had to do my schoolwork overnight. And like I said before, I should have stayed in more. I should have drank more water. I should have had emergency on deck. I'd get emergency when I was sick, not as a preventative, which is really what it is. I should have taken a few more mental health days that I told you guys to take. It's really important to take care of yourself, mind, body, everything. Not just self-care, not just a face mask, you know, exercise, go on walks, be outside, drink water, tea, emergency, all that stuff. It's really important. If you feel yourself getting sick, take a few days off. I had friends going out with mono. I went out all the time sick, all the time. And I stayed sick. And that is not good. It takes a toll on you. So I guess the gist of this one is just take care of yourself, because there is a lot of new germs in college and you will get sick. Next thing I have is keep in touch with your old friends. I have three friends who I kept really in touch with, who I still talk to every day now. We still have a group chat from high school. And I really think they kept me sane a lot through college. You will meet so many amazing people, but it's still nice to have people from your hometown who know you differently. They know your family, they know what you went through in high school, they know your core, you know, a little bit more because they've probably known you longer. And so you can talk about different things. If you're having family problems, yes, your college friends will get it, but your hometown friends get it more because they know them. You know, keep the connections alive, because when you're home for the holidays, a whole month on Christmas, you're gonna get bored, and it's nice to have some friends that you kept in touch with that you can still hang out with. It's such a happy thing to reunite and talk about life. And also, if you're having problems with your college friends, someone to vent to who is completely unbiased. And also, one of those 3 people I kept in touch with, I'm moving to the same city as her. She's one of the only few people I know there. So I'm so glad that we stayed in touch and that I can see her every time I'm there when I move there. So keep in touch with your old friends, because they're your friends for a reason and they will probably keep you sane through college. The next thing I wrote is it's okay to not know what you want to do. And if you know, it's okay to change your mind. I changed my major once. I believe it was my sophomore year, and it was a mental breakdown. I was sobbing while changing my major. Going into college, like a lot of people, I was pre-med. I didn't last. I took some classes, I worked in a hospital, and I realized I cannot do this. It's not for me. I am too soft. I couldn't do it. So I changed my major, changed to PA. I don't know why I thought that'd be different. Did the same thing, did more shadowing, working in hospitals. It wasn't for me. So by the time I was a junior, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I had changed my mind twice, and I had taken classes and done clinical hours in preparation to go to PA school up until my junior year. And I was terrified. I didn't know what I wanted to do. But, you know, the biggest thing I can say is it does work out. The good thing about liberal arts colleges is you have a lot of electives. Take your electives, figure out what you're good at, take an internship, work in a hospital to figure out that you hate it and quit after a day. The more you explore, the more you'll know, the more you'll figure it out. Talk to your professors. They're not that scary. Send them an email. That's what I did. I would email my professors and like tell them things about my life, and they'd email me back and be great. And they had no idea who I was. I was in a 300 lecture class. I didn't have to talk to them because I was one of those people who was scared of them. One time I had a professor say, "Who's Krista Kennedy?" Because I had been literally emailing him my life. And I was like, so, you know. So I'm on my way to work in healthcare administration. I figured out that I like finance, I like organization, I like management, I like business, but I like health, I like people, I want to help people. And I figured that out through a combination of internships, hospital work, talking to people. It's okay to change your mind. I've did this a lot. Probably thought of 30 different things before I landed on something I'm actually really excited about. If you think you know what you want to do, that's amazing. But don't be scared when your junior year, you're like, crap, this is not it. Because it's okay, and people make that change way later than their junior year. You're early. Doesn't feel like it, but you are. Last thing I wanted to say is class is so important, but you can't skip it. I'll preface this with go to class. If you have a cough, get some cough drops, go to class. Didn't sleep last night, you'll feel all right, get a coffee, go to class. Going to class is important. It's how you stay on track. It's how you know what assignments you definitely have. They give you a lot of tips in class, tell you a lot about exams, things like that. Class is also a good place to meet people. I made a couple friends in my classes. At the same time, it isn't everything. If you're having a really tough day, it's okay to stay home one day. If you have a paper due at midnight, but you have class from 9 to 3, it's okay if you want to work on your paper in the morning and then just go to your afternoon classes. If you need to get something done that is affecting your mental health, that's what you need to do. I also had classes where I really didn't need to go, no attendance, slides online. I am self-motivated, so I'm able to get up there and do it. Often I would do it during lecture time, and that was simply because I liked my learning style better than the professors. But at the end of the day, be smart about it. But if you need to, it's okay to stay home. Okay guys, so that is 8 things that I just kind of thought about like in 5 minutes off the top of my head when I was reflecting on my college experience. I'm going to miss it so much, but at the same time, I'm really excited about the future, and I know I'll stay in contact with some really great friends, and I will be a Tar Heel for life. Let me know if you guys want any more college content. I'm happy to go down memory lane, reminisce. Now that I'm out of college, I'm not really scared to tell you the truth, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.